Hello, welcome to Leapcast. I'm here with Trinity Brizendine, who is one of our brand new artists on Driffa's Leap. And we have some questions for you, if that's okay.
Yep.
So, obviously you like animals. What kind of animals do you like to draw most?
Most of the time I love to draw wolves.
Wolves?
If it's a pure animal, otherwise it'll be a hybrid of just whatever.
Like what kind of hybrids?
Like it could be a dragon and a wolf, a horse and wolf, dragon and horse, a snake and a dragon, a snake and a bat.
Snake and bat? I saw that you had a snake and a bat that somebody knitted for you.
Yeah.
That's super cool. They looked at one of your animals and knitted it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is there one specific that's your favorite?
One specific? Probably an ice dragon alicorn I drew.
Ice dragon alicorn. Okay, so I get the ice dragon. What's an alicorn?
It is essentially a unicorn with wings or a pegasus with a unicorn horn.
Oh, is that a true mythical animal, or did you make the alicorn up?
I don't know. I don't know past it. I only learned it from My Little Pony, and that's just what it called it.
Okay. When did you start to draw?
I started to draw, probably about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. What got you started?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. You like Pokemon?
Yep.
Do you collect Pokemon cards?
No, I actually play the Pokemon games with the 3 Pokemon plush right here. I got an Eevee.
Okay.
I got a Leafeon, and I got
I'm sitting on him.
a Mega Charizard X.
Well, he looks kind of like a dragon.
He is a dragon.
Is he?
The only dragon part in his line, unfortunately.
Is he one of your ones you like to draw? Was he an inspiration?
No, I kind of just copied the Pokemon on paper and then I just branched out.
Do you have a piece that you're really proud of?
Piece that I'm really proud of? I'd have to say my Born Different dragon.
Yeah? What do you enjoy most about your art?
That I can actually send my imagination flying.
Is there a part that feels tricky or frustrating?
Probably the details. Mine aren't super detailed yet, but I'm getting there.
Getting more details all the time?
Yeah, right now I'm doing a little bit of shading on my art.
So we have our social media witch, Araya. She paints shields with a lot of shading. So she will find that very interesting that you're starting to do that. What tools do you use?
The tools I use are colored pencils, markers, and my tablet.
Do it a lot on your tablet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Araya also uses her tablet for a lot. Araya should have been doing this interview because you guys have way more in common. She's also into horses. How long does it take you to finish a drawing?
Depending what it is and how long I spend on each segment, it could take around a day.
How often how often are you making one a day?
Not often at the moment, just because it's just kind of hard for me to start.
Yeah.
Once I do, I can't stop.
Do you find getting started tricky?
Yeah.
Yeah. I find getting out of the house and actually out to the loony bin tricky sometimes. What made you decide to sell your art?
Well, honestly, it's probably because the job hiring rate for autistics is sadly not super high. So by selling my art, I can at least produce myself a little bit of income.
Yep. What is your favorite product that you have right now?
My favorite product I have is I gotta say the car coasters.
The car coasters? Those are so cool.
Yeah.
I had never heard of a car coaster before, so that was super interesting to me.
Yeah.
When your mom told me about that, I was like, I'm not sure I know what that is.
Yeah.
Definitely useful, though.
Yep.
Useful art is great. Has anybody asked you to draw something specific that was kind of funny or surprising?
No.
Nope.
I am open to taking customs, but that's just never happened.
So far, you do what you want.
Yep.
Is there something new you want to draw that you haven't started yet?
Yes, there is. An angelic wolf.
Angelic?
I've done a demon wolf, but not an angelic.
Would it have halo?
Maybe.
Would it have wings?
Obviously.
Duh. If you could meet one of your drawings in real life, which one would it be?
This is gonna be interesting, but it's a drawing I have not actually shown anyone.
Oh.
It's an Ultima alicorn wolf.
So
It's
half unicorn Pegasus wolf?
yeah.
Nice. And how come you haven't shown it to anybody?
I kind of forgot to post it and only thought about it now.
Your art helps raise awareness of autism,
Yep.
obviously. Why is this important to you?
It's important to me because it allows I'm hoping it'll send the message that we may be different, but we're not broken or we're not failures. If you treat us such as such, you're the failure.
That is a very good point. What do you hope people feel when they see your art?
I hope they feel a sense of like gratitude or self or just some happiness.
Just some happiness? Does your art have meaning?
Some of it does. Some of it's just for fun, and then some actually comes with backstories.
Yeah? Like what kind of backstory?
Like Easter Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little fun convoy when we were driving to my school, and I was looking up wolves native to North America, and I stopped on Eastern Wolf, but someone overheard it as Easter Wolf. I'm not naming who.
That's okay.
And so it just kind of turned out a funny conversation of what an Easter wolf would be, and then I came home that very same day and drew it.
Nice. So just somebody mentioned something, it just got your muse going, and
Yep.
you just jumped right in.
Yep.
So Mom Robin has joined us. What is a way a platform can support young makers?
Well, I mean, obviously being accessible and open to the imagination that they bring. Trinity's always amazing me. I'm not allowed to see her drawings before they're done, so sometimes people see them on Facebook before I've seen them. But I think just being accessible and easy for them to use and to launch a shop where they can potentially sell their items to the world, I think is useful. I mean, I'm finding that, you know, the younger generation tends to be a little bit more tech savvy than some of us. So, but and so they find some of those things easier. But I think just being willing to support them in their endeavors is useful.
And how do you help Trinity when she has an artistic block?
Well, we do things like we'll brainstorm a little bit. I try not to impose too much of my thoughts on her, but we'll brainstorm. Sometimes we'll talk about different animals. Sometimes we'll go see them. I know we did a visit once to an exotic wildlife park here in the area, and she came home very inspired by the big cat she saw, and she created a whole series of cat horse hybrids that, and so I find that sometimes just getting her out of the house and out of her head a little bit, and we go places where she can see things and maybe take inspiration from those. That seems to help her a lot.
Nice. So you were the one who decided to sell on Go Imagine?
Yes, she kind of left the decision to go online, where to go. She relies on my research for that. And I, way back when, had an Etsy store, back when Etsy was a pure handmade vintage marketplace. I remember how it used to be, and I also know how it is now, and how a lot of my artist friends, you know, are having a lot of problems and the like. So I was like, I want to go someplace other than Etsy, and I personally love to support smaller businesses, and I love to support what to me are good ideas. And Go Imagine had a really cool idea. It's unfortunate that we haven't been able to go forward with it, but that's also why when I'm looking around, I mean, you know, like, I still don't want to go to Etsy, and you know, you came on the Go Imagine platform and started mentioning Dream to Sleep, and there's the SEA nexus there because I am old SEA. And then it was like, well, that's a really cool idea. And I like I said, I like to get behind small companies and new ideas. And your platform reminded me a lot of what Etsy used to be when I started. So
that is our hope. That is our goal and hope.
Yeah,
yes.
So we talk about it though. The final decision is her, because even though I'm behind the scenes a lot with Awesome Alicorn, it's her business, and so we talk about it. And I go, okay, here are my suggestions, and what do you think? Mm-hmm. And so that's how we've landed where we've landed so far.
So Trinity and Mom. April is Autism Awareness Month. What do you hope people take away from this interview that we're going to show?
That us autistics, we mean just as much as everyone else.
Yeah. How about you, Mom?
Like one of her shirts, one of the very first designs we came up to said, awareness is great, but what we really need is acceptance and understanding and love. And that's kind of our mission, and that we hope that people look at autistics as just another part of our community, and that with the right supports, many of them are capable of everything, and that's my hope. I mean, being a parent of an autistic, I can reliably tell you there are not enough supports in the society today, in our country, states, what have you, particularly once an autistic ages out of high school. Supports for adults are very hard to find. We got lucky that we had a resource in the area in the form of Non-Pareil Institute, which is where she goes to school. It is strictly for autistic adults, but we need more of that. We need better employment opportunities. We spent 3 years with the Texas Workforce Commission vocational rehab program for people with disabilities, and came out of the other end with no job. So then that's how her business was born. So we just need more understanding, more support, and more recognition that these are just people. She wants the same thing anybody else does. Not every autistic's the same, not every journey is the same. We have some like Trinity who are considered low support needs, level 1, Asperger's, whatever the current label is. And you have others that may not have her level of function and the like, but at the end of the day, they are still people who want just what everybody else wants.
So this is an alicorn.
Yes.
And it makes him an alicorn because he's got a horn and wings. He's Pegasus.
Yeah.
Pegasus unicorn makes an alicorn.
Some people call them pegacorns.
This is crazy, Trinity.
Oh, and this is just this shelf. Turn around.
I know, I gotta get
so
this
the little
one.
tags, these are the ones that have gone to shows. You have to have little tags on them. You have to name them. If they're realistic looking horses, you have to give them a breed. We were scanning all hard anyway.
Holy cow. Which ones do you want to show me?
These aren't even.
These are just the
necessarily all
Pokemon.
favorites. Most of her favorites we have matted and in frames downstairs, so ready to sell. But she actually sells art. I mean, we have one show we go to that she's very well received, and she sold 6 pieces of art that day.
Yep.
We're working on. I've been suggesting to her, like I said, I try not to get too involved in her artistic process because it's her art, but of adding backgrounds to things. I said sometimes people want pictures, not just an image.
Who's that?
Oh, this is a fire alicorn.
Nice.
Yeah, these things. Okay, so this became Christmas. This was on a Christmas. We have that on a Christmas ornament this year, but she likes to do things in series. So she'll do like these elemental, like this is an earth. Oh, this was your Fennec Fox horse.
Dragon snake.
That's water.
Ice.
Oh, ice. Okay, ice.
Tiger horse.
Tiger horse. Yeah.
Fire demon. Fire cat.
That's one of the. Now that one's marker as well, where she first started doing some backgrounds on them. Which she did all this by hand, which I thought was really cool.
An alicorn pear. A winter cat.
But she also, with that same artist, he introduced her to haikus. She did a series of cats with haiku. This is some of her early stuff. And we came up with that because writing is very difficult for her. Mm-hmm. And her writing is not really easy to, as you saw on the haiku ones, mm-hmm. It's a little harder to read. So we came up with the symbol, which is a T and a B and then a stylized alicorn horn. Wings and a horn on there.
Nice.
But these are some of her more recent ones. Although you were still doing marker there. You want to pull some out and look at her?
Yeah. Got St. Patrick's Day Dragon. Storm Dragon Wolf.
I like that one.
Liger Horse.
Nice.
Ice Ariel.
I really like that one too.
Storm Dragon Alicorn.
And she remembers the name of every one of these.
Ice Dragon Alicorn.
This one is probably my all-time favorite.
I love that.
That's her Ice Dragon Alicorn.
That's very cool.
So we might do that one in shirts.
Heck yeah.
Just by itself. I mean, not everything we make is autism awareness
Solar Wolf.
Some of it's just straight up art. The hugs and hisses. So we have a hugs and hisses and a hugs and hisses too.
Yeah.
But these are the digital ones,
mm-hmm.
And this is now, she just posted, I didn't see this till she posted. This is your
new
Snake My Heart Away.
Aww.
But I thought this one was this was her new autism awareness. It's also, this is the Snakes Don't Judge. And hognoses are her favorite.
Hognose snakes?
Yeah, so they're hognoses. And so when I asked her why she did snakes, why do you choose snakes for an autism awareness design? She said it's because snakes don't judge. They don't care if the other one is different. Mm-hmm. And that's where this became the Snakes Don't Judge design. We haven't even done it. All we have it in is a mug right now. We're going to be doing shirts here shortly. We've got to get the order of the shirts and get them pressed.
Nice.
But I just love her imagination. She just comes down with these things and shows them to me. So
awesome.
So, no more note cards. Let's talk about horses. What horse do you ride?
I don't currently ride. I train a mini horse named Napoleon.
Okay.
I groom him. I lunge him. He loves to jump.
Yeah.
I have to catch him.
Does he like to be caught?
At first, no. It took about, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 weeks of me having to catch him with my trainer before I could single-handedly catch him before. But now I'm to the point where he will only turn away. He won't run away.
That's good. That's progress.
Yeah, I even managed to catch him free roam like that.
Crazy. Like in the field?
No, like he was literally free roam.
Free roam.
Like he wasn't paddock locked. He was actually allowed to roam around the farm.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. I've never heard that term, but we just call that free range, I guess, at home.
Yeah.
How often do you get to go work with him?
Twice a week, depending on if my trainer is able to train on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Does he drive at all?
No, she doesn't currently have a cart, but that would be cool to do.
How old is he?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you have another breed of horse that you like?
The Appaloosa. It's just so cool.
Oh, my heart. My favorite is Appaloosa too.
Blanket or leopard?
Blanket.
I prefer leopard.
So I've had both, but I had a liver chestnut with a white blanket that was my all-time favorite girl. And then I had a thoroughbred. My thoroughbred is actually at a autistic therapy barn now. She's 28 years old. Her name is Rhodey. When she's naughty, it's rhododendron begonia. And so she lives at an autistic therapy barn now. So that's cool. I think that the best thing you can do for a horse is train them so well that they are useful later in life. Because she's 28. And so what I do, I'm in the SCA, so I'm running around knocking heads off with swords and throwing spears and shooting bows and arrows, and she just doesn't want to do that every day anymore. She's tired. She wants to kick back and walk around a arena for 20 minutes twice a day.
Yeah.
And she loves it, and they love her. So that's cool. Do you want to ride? Have you ridden?
I have ridden. I actually rode for about 5 years at a different barn.
Yeah.
But the environment just got a little too overstimulating and a little toxic for me. So I left.
Is there horses that you can ride at this barn or just...
There was one, but he got sold, and then there was another one that I rode, but I honestly found it more fun to train with Napoleon.
Well, that's awesome. Right. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, Trinity. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and letting me come see you and be in your house in Texas. And
yeah,
I hope that you have really wild success on Driffa's Leap.
Yeah. And you got lucky because you came on a day that's actually nice, which is few and far between in Texas.
The weather, I will tell you, between two stops, between Dallas, Fort Worth, and Bedford, it got so hot and so humid. Like, in that one stop, I was like, wow, it's suddenly really hot.
Yeah, that's Texas for you. You can be nice for like 2 hours, and then it'll be hot the rest of the day.
Look at us, we match. We're all blue. You got your awesome alicorn. I got Driffa's Leap. Creativity Unmasked. I like that.
Yep.
Is that one of the shirts you sell?
Yeah.
Cool. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you.